It's that time. It's the first reading wrap up of the year. I did forget to do December's. Why did that sound like such a mouthful? I did forget to do December's. That was because at the start of January, I was literally KO'd with the worst illness I've ever had in my entire life. So, January was something. Okay, in no particular order. Honestly, this month was so random, but we moved. Actually, no, do you know what? I'm going to try and do this in order. Yes. Yeah, I am. I know I started off with Variation by Rebecca Yarros. I'm not going to lie to you. I literally finished this on the 1st of January. So it's been a month and I've already forgot most of it. I know I gave it 3 stars. I know it was about a ballerina and a lifeguard. I know it was a second chance romance, which I most of the time always love. I did really like this. I was really hooked on it until like 50%-ish. And then it just got a bit like there was loads of drama, there was loads of conflict, and I ended up just getting like a bit annoyed. And yeah, it just became like really repetitive. You get it. The ending was really, really good. I did really like the ending. So yeah, like the start and then the end were really good. And then the bit in between, I was kind of like, why are we doing this? But it was really good. There was a good plot twist in this that I wasn't expecting, I think. I'm pretty sure there was. I'm questioning myself now. But I think this is her newest book, obviously, apart from Onyx Storm. But I will always love a second chance romance. Like, to be honest, even if the story is shit, I will still really like it because it's second chance romance. That's definitely one of my favourite tropes. But overall, it was good. I then read Queen of Shadows. I gave this 4.5 stars. This is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying this series. However, again, I started this on the 2nd of January and I haven't picked up the ones after this. What is next? The next one is the tandem read, which is Tower of Dawn, Empire of Storms. And yeah, I just haven't picked it up. Like, the story is really good. I'm just not, like, really invested in it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I could probably not carry on with the rest of the series and be fine, which is weird because, like I said, I gave this 4.5. It was really good, but nothing's, like, keeping me in this. And it's really annoying as well because I've heard the best book is Kingdom of Ash, which is the last book in the series. Why is the last book in the series the best book? Tell me. I do want to do the tandem read this month. I'm saying that on camera so I have some accountability because I can't put it off any longer because I will not pick up the rest of this series. So I need to carry on. They're also really chunky books. Like, this isn't even the biggest one. Look at Kingdom of Ash. I'm sorry. And the writing, absolutely tiny. So yeah, that scares me. Oh, go back in. Please. Oh my god, I have just realised, if you haven't read this series yet, there is literally a spoiler on the back of this. Like, if you read the first couple and then you read the back of this, literally gives you a spoiler on the back. That's crazy. That's quite bad. So maybe if you are starting this series, don't read the back of this. Don't read the blurbs. Don't read the blurbs. Is that the blurbs? Is the back of the book the blurb? I think it is. I should really know this. I read books. I also think I'm going to have to read maybe the last 50 pages again before I move on to the next one because I can't remember how it ended. Yeah, I really need to get back into this series. I then read Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home. This series has become my Roman Empire. If you don't know what it's about, it is like toxic love. It's not a romance series by any... I mean, it is. The main character in this, the male main character, he's called BJ. Stupid name, I know. He's quite frankly a dick. I don't like him. I've got one book left of the Magnolia Parks universe, Magnolia and BJ, and I still can't stand him. But apparently you root for them at the end, but apparently you're meant to love him by this book, and I don't. This is not a spoiler, by the way. The trope of this book, Magnolia, is cheating. He cheats on her. I can't forgive that. I don't care what the excuse is, and you do feel sorry for him a bit in this book. I get that, and I did get that, but it lasted all of 10 minutes. I am probably the least forgiving person you will ever meet. I hold a grudge. But I can't explain it. It's just addictive. Everyone says it's Made in Chelsea crossed with Gossip Girl, and I kind of see that. I do see more Made in Chelsea, I'm not gonna lie. But I was never a big Gossip Girl fan, and that's why I was really like put off reading this. And I do understand as well, it is a love or hate series. Like, you'll either read it and be so invested, even though like you hate everything about it, because you do. They're socialites. They're socialites in London, and they're just jarring on the brain. Like, Magnolia is such a pain in the ass, but after reading this one, actually no, it was this one. I'll get to that in a minute. She is actually hilarious. She made me laugh so many times, and I'm starting to love her. These are not small books. They aren't chunky. Can we talk about the cover of these? They are so pretty. They are probably the prettiest covers I have ever seen. I gave this 5 stars. Couldn't give it anything less, just because of what I felt throughout it. It was absolutely insane. Again, not for everyone, but 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, still in the same universe, we've got Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. I gave this 6 stars. I'd give this infinite stars. So it's in the same universe. Daisy is... Basically, this whole series, there's books that follow Magnolia and then Daisy's books. Daisy is most people's favourite, and I get that. She's also my favourite. Although, like I said, Magnolia is growing on me a lot. This one, you get the POV of 3 people. You get Daisy, you get Julian, which is Daisy's brother, gang lord brother. Yeah. And then you get Christian, which is the love interest of Daisy. Even though Daisy and Christian are toxic, they're a lot less toxic than Magnolia and PJ. So you do kind of root for them a lot more, I think. But to be honest, Julian's POV made this. Have we heard the quote? In another lifetime, I think I could have loved you. In another lifetime, I think I would have let you. Oh! Stop it! This book is just sensational. And again, the cover. All these as well, like, have reference to the story. Oh my god, it's just amazing. I love this series so much. I do not want it to end. So I don't know how many books there's going to be in the series. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I always have to look at something light. No, it's not coming. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know how many books there is going to be in the series. I think 7, and there's 5 out at the minute. So I think there's going to be another... Wait, no, that can't be right. If there's going to be a 7th book, that means there's another book for Magnolia. But I thought Into the Dark had a happy ending. Oh no! I don't want this to end, hence why I didn't go from this to Into the Dark, because I'm not ready for it to be over. Also, you will find that I'm in the middle of like 3 series right now. Most of them because I don't want them to end. This one because, I don't know, I'm not in it at the minute. Okay, and then I think I read... Who was going to tell me that was poking out? This camera is so tiny I can't actually see myself very well. Oh dear. Okay, I think then I picked up Shatter Me. I had no idea what to expect from this going into it. I knew it was YA, I knew it was dystopian. I've heard that it's like Divergent vibes. I was really torn when I read this, to be honest, because the writing is very simple. It's very like poetic, if that makes sense. And it's written like a diary, so there are so many... There we go. There's so many like lines through it. So like she's saying something and then she crosses it out. It's also on the front there, as you can see. Oh, and on the back right there. And also listening to the audiobook of this is painful because of all the scratches, because literally on the audiobook she'll say something and then it'll go like with the line through it. So this one was a struggle for that reason, but I did give it 4 stars because I did really like it. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm a simple reader, like the simpler the better in some cases. But this was a really easy story to follow. Like, it did not confuse me at all, which usually I do get confused when I start a new series, especially if it's fantasy. Juliet, the FMC in this, is quite painful in the first 2 books. But by the 3rd book, she is a lot more tolerable. She's just a bit like, oh, poor me. Everything's happening to me. And okay, I get that. She's literally in a mental asylum. However, do you know what? Get a grip. Grow up. And I guess technically it is enemies to lovers, but it doesn't really last very long. This was really, really good. I did thoroughly enjoy it. A lot of people say the first book in this series is actually like one of the worst. I really liked it. This is where it gets confusing. The next book is called Unite Me. However, this has 2 novellas in it. So the first novella is Destroy Me. So I read that after Shatter Me. Destroy Me is from Aaron's POV, which is obviously the guy she hates. It's the MMC from Shatter Me. The first book is from his POV. Yeah. Everyone says that the novellas aren't important, like you don't need to read them. I would disagree. Like, I don't think you can read the series without reading the novellas. Personally, his POV was just everything. Because you do read the first one and you do think, oh my god, yeah, he is a dick. But then you read this and your opinion just completely changes. So I gave Destroy Me 4 stars. Next one. I've got to remember the reading order of these. I literally just read them. The next one was Unravel Me. Again, I gave this 4 stars. This is where I think the story kind of like really picks up. You find out more information. You see kind of like Juliet's power like coming in. And there is a bit of a love triangle in this one, which, like, I'm not opposed to love triangles. Like, I don't hate them at all. But Adam was really starting to piss me off in this one. But again, I really liked it. 4 stars. Second novella is Fracture Me, and that is from Adam's POV. I gave it 2 stars, which I'm really conflicted by because, like, there was nothing wrong with the novella. But because it was from Adam's POV, I hated it, so I had to give it 2 stars, even though there's nothing wrong with the novella. Like, I feel bad giving it 2 stars. Maybe I should give it 3. Because that's what I mean, there's nothing wrong with the novella. Oh, I don't know. I just hate Adam, so I wasn't the biggest fan of that. The next one, which is everyone's favourite, is Ignite Me. I would disagree. My favourite is, well, so far, is... I'm not going to tell you, actually, because we haven't got onto it. Anyway, as we were. This is very romance heavy, which we love. And I gave it 4 star. Nothing has given me that 5-star feeling yet. I don't think it will happen with this series. Just because of how it's written. Like, it is, like I said, it's very simple. In this, I hated Adam even more. He says some horrific things in this that if someone said that to me, I don't think I could forgive them, even if it is said in anger. Like, it was horrible. This is where kind of Juliet and Aaron blossom. This is the classic line from Aaron where he says, "Lift your hips for me, love. Say less." This is where the series was meant to end. It was meant to be a trilogy. But to be honest, I'm glad it didn't because it just felt really short. And not only that, but like the books look like average sized books, yeah? But the writing is really, really big on them. So I've been reading literally one of these a day. I do actually feel like this series could be longer. Okay, and then it's not a novella next. It's Restore Me. It's not a novella. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really remember this that well. I remember the ending. Okay, so apparently this one was the least memorable for me. I'm pretty sure I read this literally a couple of days ago. One thing that annoyed me about this is we kept getting Juliet's journal again. And we've already had that twice in the other books. So it's just repeating itself, which really annoyed me. I did skip over those bits. Because like I said, she is jarring in those journals. I think I still gave this 4 star though. Because the ending was really, really good. Even though I had a spoiler. Actually, is the spoiler on the back of these as well? See, this is what you should write. There's no spoiler on the back of this. But it just gives you like an inkling as to like something's changed. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I did have a spoiler for this. So the ending wasn't as shocking to me. Even though it still was really shocking. Because how it like went down wasn't how I was expecting it to go down. But the ending was really good. And if you haven't seen the spoilers for it, I think this would be... like, your jaw would be on the floor. And there was literally, like, no explanation as to what the hell happened, which is why you have to pick up the next book straight away. Okay, and then we have a novella. This whole book is Kenji's POV, but the first novella is Shadow Me. 4 stars, ate it up simply because it is Kenji's POV. Kenji is, like, Juliet's best friend. He is so funny. He just makes light of every single situation and he is just the best. I give it 4 stars. I can't remember if I just said that. My memory is literally disgusting. And again, I know everyone says you don't have to read the novellas, but the plot, like there is plot in these. These aren't just different POVs and you're watching the same thing over and over again. They have plot in them. So if you haven't read the series yet, do read the novellas because I think they're important. I said that like, I think they're important, so you should read them. I didn't mean it like that. I think it was the tone that it came out. But I can't hear it any other way now. Read them if you want. I'd recommend it. Yeah, let's go with that. And then this is my favourite so far. I know I have one book left and then a novella left. But this is my favourite. I gave this 4.5. This is a lot of... I'm just going to make that down a bit. This is a lot of people's least favourite because everyone says that... Obviously, you know, it was meant to be 3 books. And then because it was so popular, she extended it. Everyone says that this is a completely different storyline to the first couple. And I disagree. I think that this makes so much sense. Considering she basically had to tie everything together, this makes sense. And to me, it actually answers questions that were in the first couple of books. And this had a lot more plot. It had a lot more depth. It had a lot more twists and turns and things that just like work. And the ending was just so wholesome for this. Like, I think it probably could have ended... No, it couldn't have ended there, actually. Ignore me. But I really liked it. I really did speed through this. To be honest, I've sped through all of them. But like I said, they're small. They are small books. The cliffhanger on this was really good. Then we are back to Kenji. And his second one is Reveal Me. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. It's really nice to just hear his POV. Obviously, he's got a bit of a romance going on, and it's nice to hear about that and his own dramas. I think it's nice just getting POVs because it really kind of like breaks this story up, especially if you are kind of struggling with Juliet, because sometimes being in her head is stressful. Kenji is just everything, and his friendship with Juliet is just amazing. He also calls her Jello in this. I won't explain why. This is definitely a you had to be there moment, but it's really funny, okay? It's really funny. But you have to know why it's funny. You have to read it to know why it's funny. Oh my god, is that everything? Oh, I forgot Onyx Storm. I think it was after... Oh, I can't remember. I want to say like after Unravel Me, I think, that I picked up Onyx Storm. I gave Onyx Storm 4. Yeah, I gave Onyx Storm 4 stars. I was quite disappointed with it. I'm not going to lie. It felt like quite a bit of a filler book. After the last one ended, obviously it ended on such a cliffhanger, and to be quite frank, like, Onyx Storm ended the exact same way as Iron Flame. Onyx Storm, I was expecting it to be a lot more... I can't say this without giving a spoiler, I don't think. I expected there to be a lot more evil, if that makes sense. But now it's like the evil is going to come in book 4. So it was a bit like anticlimactic for me, and it was just like the whole book was basically them just like going on missions and trying to find things out, which, okay, fair. But yeah, it was just anticlimactic. I still had fun because I still love Violet, I still love Xaden. All the guys in this book were literally 10 out of 10. Riddick, Dane. I was not expecting to love Dane as much as I did in this. Like, he did a full 180. He did a full 360. And it's funny because Rebecca has actually done like a talk and said like she doesn't understand why we all hate him, because yeah, he did something to betray her trust, but so has Xaden, and we don't hate Xaden. And as soon as she said that, I was thinking, oh my god, actually, yeah. But Dane is something else. I did really like it. It's still not as good as Fourth Wing, and to me, Iron Flame was actually better, just by like a little bit. But yeah, Onyx Storm was a bit anticlimactic, and I found the first like 50% really confusing. Like, I could understand what was happening, I just didn't understand like where they were. I don't know if it's because I was reading on a Kindle and I couldn't see the map. I think maybe seeing the map would have helped. But like, they just kept naming names of places. I was thinking, where are you? Where are you going? What's the plan? And there was also a lot of like, they were like she was dropping hints about stuff that's happening or could happen, and then leaving it on like a cliffhanger and not explaining it. And I was thinking, well, is that for future books? Are you just going to drop stuff and not... Like, I felt like an info dump. And I was thinking, do I have to remember this? However, I do feel like it set it up for the next book really well. However, I don't want to jinx that, because I thought the second book was going to set up the third book really well. I don't know. I was just expecting more. Like, it could have been an email. I'm not gonna lie, it could have been an email. I didn't realise that it was meant to be a 3-book series originally, and because it got more popular, she extended it to 5 books. And I literally feel like she has just drawn it out. She hasn't added more to the story, she's just drawn it out for as long as she could. Like, I think it was like a 600-page book. I think it could have been like a 200-page novella, honestly. I did still have fun. It was a good ride. See what I did there? Dragons. Right. Yeah. But it has made me really excited for the next book. So that is all the books that I read in January. And like I said, I think I've actually done really well considering I was KO'd for 2 weeks with an illness. So at the minute, I am currently on Imagine Me, but I won't finish this today. So that'll be in next month's wrap up. I have so many books that I want to read in February and so little time. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So I will see you next month for February's reading wrap up. I mean, I'll see you before then because I do videos all the time, but you know what I mean.